Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Olympus server. You're here with Morilibus. We're going way up to the top. Actually, I recorded an episode. Well, I started recording the episode, and I've been away for the last week or so. So that's why there hasn't been any episodes. And Dixtory didn't record my mic. It had picked a new device because I'd unplugged my headset. And I recorded the whole bit with no microphone. So let's try again, shall we? Yeah, maybe we can do better. But anyway, I'd come up here. This is where I started the episode, so let's do it again. Welcome to the tower. Alright. Actually, a decent view from up here. It makes this top fin thing look really long. At least from this angle. Alright, so things I was talking about. I've done some changes over here since last episode. And possibly some changes to these little spikes. So I think I like those. So there should end up being a total of 6 of them if I do the same thing over on this side. And then the other fin should come up right there. So I think that would look good. And I think the choice of trying to round out the top was a good one. I think it would have looked weird if we kept this kind of concave shape going all the way around. I think it might have made the tower look a little odd, but I think it'll look better if it has a nice semicircular top. It'll be more probably, I guess, oval or oblong or some weird shape. But yeah, I think overall, I think it was a good choice. And let's take a look at what we've been working on. Can I make it? Oh, I did. Wow. I didn't do it the first time. First take, I'm pretty sure I died. I did die. I died right down there. I don't remember which ender pearl fail it was that caused my death, but here we are. Now, I changed a lot of that. Let's get a little closer. I changed a bunch of this from the last episode. Not too much. Kind of took ideas that we had and kind of changed them up a bit. I added this in, I think. Well, there should be, yeah, okay, there's still both sides, so I can kind of show you what it used to look like. At least this center part. So I decided to add something a little bit here, and I think I might do a bit more. I think I might bring that all the way down to here and make almost like a triangle. And then have it on the other side. It almost makes this thing start looking like a totem pole, to be honest. A giant totem pole. That's kind of what that reminds me of anyway. So if I do that, then I'm not sure what will happen up there. Maybe we'll change these sections to do something else. Or maybe we'll leave them. I don't know. And over here I changed it a bit. I like the diagonal stair pattern I had going, and I messed around with kind of curving it around corners, and I think it actually looks pretty good. It kind of allows you, no matter which angle you look at it, you kind of, it looks like a diagonal line, even though it's coming to here and then it's jetting in, going up, then jetting in, then going up. Still has a pretty good effect. There's some modifications I want to do, like you can see glowstone peeking through. And some dark spots, so I gotta see what I want to do about the backdrop there, if we're going to keep it red or if I should just make it dark. But I do like kind of the idea of having it lit up, and it looks kind of cool at night as well. I'm not totally sold on this pattern. I like the idea, but I think I might possibly remove one of them, so take out this guy so that I can get a bit more of this other stuff going in. Because I basically tried to mimic the bottom on the top, but there wasn't enough room on the top to make it work. And then the other effect I was trying to do was give this kind of a circular effect, which it kind of is up to there. That should have something connecting it. So yeah, it kind of has this kind of circular edge to it, or curved edge, and then it blends into the wood, which starts the fin. So it's kind of what I have going, and I think I got rid of this guy that used to be here. Here we go, become night and you get to see it. And then the way I did these stairs, which I kind of like, I'll probably end up using it more and more. Let's get up here maybe. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, it's just diagonal stairs, obviously. Like, you put one stair one way and then the other way. A staircase underneath the staircase. But then when you go around corners, like I basically have it too thick here, so it continues on normally without adding anything on, but I thought maybe that would look kind of weird having it like that, especially if you're looking at it from this side. So I've just put like sideways stairs which do the whole connecting thing, and and it gives kind of a tapered look. So I thought that looked kind of cool, and it still has a better effect, I think, when looking at it from an angle. So when you are looking at this thing, it doesn't really matter what angle you look at it. It kind of looks the same. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Aha! And we're running 1.64 now, guys, which doesn't do much, except it guarantees my witch farm will work in 1.7. We just updated, so this is the only place I think that's been explored so far, but we're going to probably actively explore out our main continent and make sure we load any like structures we want, like witch huts. There's some other witch huts kicking around, so we might want to preload those up as well so that they'll keep functioning in 1.7. And that's about it. I don't know what else might have been changed for 1.6.4. I know they're going to have a 1.6.3, but there was some bugs that they had to address, so out came 1.6.4. Anyway, what we're trying to do for this server, I'm just going to interrupt myself, switch topics, is... These look really cool, I think. Iroh's got a special for you guys coming up. Well, he's got something special planned for you guys. I won't spoil it. So be sure you're following him on the YouTubes to find out what that's about. But we're also trying to get like an overview or map going, which will help us explore areas of the continent that we have yet to explore. And maybe you guys can help us out with that. The two forms that I'm aware of, after just kind of digging around, is there's a program called the Overviewer, which is just a program, like a Python-based program. You just run and point it towards your saved world, and it will generate these nice like image files, and it'll basically output it in a HTML format that you could just go to, and it's like Google Maps. So you see the overview, and you can zoom in and out and all that kind of stuff. Scroll around, shows the coordinates, all that kind of stuff. The other one that I'm aware of is called Dynamap, and it's for Bucket. And I've been messing around with both of them. I threw Bucket onto my test server, play around with Dynamap to see how that plugin worked. And it kind of works, but it would involve us having Bucket on the server, which we do not, and we have no plans to. So the only thing I could do is load a backup of this world, of the server, possibly onto my test world, using that, and we could go from there and use that to kind of figure out which chunks we need to see. The problem with the Overseer program is it generates really big files. For the Olympus server, which is about 1.5 gigs, it spat out 7 gigs of image files basically in a folder, all ready to go. So that's pretty big, and then that you could just host somewhere, and we could update it periodically. The Dynamap would update automatically if we were running Bucket, but we wouldn't be, so that also wouldn't update automatically. So I don't know if you guys know any other options out there, or what might be the best way of doing it, but yeah, you guys are smart, you guys know stuff. We don't know anything. We don't know what we're doing, guys, so help us out. Alright, let's skip to these guys. I changed them out a little bit. I'm not quite sure to what extent. I think I added slabs here from last time, you could see, and then I added in this glowstone, I think, too, which I think looked kind of cool. So here's the... Oh, this is probably it. This is the original with no glowstone. And then these ones I did with glowstone. So I think this was the one you saw in the episode. There might have been some other things done. No, I think that's the way it was in the episode. So I replaced the inside blocks and replaced some slabs too to make sure the glowstone would shine through. And yeah, it gives kind of a ghosting effect because that's not actually light. It's that fake light shining through. So it'll give off the illusion of light, but it's not going to actually light up any areas. Oh, I can't wait for like snapshots though. I want sprint button. But yeah, we'll probably be uploading to the 1.7 snapshots sometime. Not sure. For now, we are... Yeah, our main concern was this. Well, my main concern was making sure my witch farm would continue functioning in 1.7, and it has. Alright, so that is that. Other things I've done. I've completed putting down the TNT. So we can just set that off today at the end of the episode if you're still watching. If you're not, you're going to miss it. And I'm going to try something using a backup of the world, which I don't typically do anything of this nature, even in my single-player world where I have access to the world. But but I'm going to blow this thing up multiple times. I'm going to blow it up here in the server, so that'll be like the official real-time explosion. Will be here on the server, but then I might load it up in single player or on my test server and blow it up a few more times just to get some different angles, and I think that will make some good footage for you guys. So it's not something I would typically do. Typically redo all my recording in the world I'm playing in. Occasionally hop into creative for certain things. So this is kind of going to be, I don't know what you call it, footage not from this world, but similar to the footage that you're going to see. So it's just going to allow me to get like multiple angles basically of this thing blowing up. So they'll actually be separate explosions. But yeah, and it'll allow me to maybe fly for some of it as well, for the ones done on the other world. Anyway, that's enough of blabbing and randomly looking around. Let's do something. Okay, a zombie there. Can we get you? Aha! Okay. There we go. Won't spawn there anymore. Sucker. Or there. I have put all this dirt down. Go figure. And my plan is to build on top of it, but I've already kind of changed something to makes it so I'll probably end up having to replace the dirt. But this is kind of what I did. So I took the fin. I don't think I did anything different with that. I peeled everything back right to the bottom. This is right where this starts curving up. So I peeled it back right to there. Can I get back up? And I put down dirt as kind of a backboard because I wanted to figure out this curve. So I took that top portion that we had figured out earlier, and I basically tried to find a line between the two. It's not like a diagonal line completely. I think it has some curve to it. It's almost as if I was chiseling out all this stuff. Is kind of how I laid that out. I might make some modifications, and I did make some modifications up top, which is why I now have to probably replace it. But I think that's the shape that will work. So that just gradually meets up to where the upper part is. Is my last ender pearl? I think it is. The thing I just changed was this part. I had done these stairs going inwards, so it tapers in. Before I actually had them, it was like a mirror image of the top. So these stairs were curved like that to give, which is a nice effect. It kind of makes this part recessed, but it looked kind of weird having all these stairs kind of beveled out like this. So I just removed it actually while we were recording, but not recording. So yeah, that's why this wood's here and stuff. So I think this looks better to taper it in. Since we got to taper it in anyway, we might as well go with it. And let's see what I want to do, and what I've been oh right, that's my last pro. What I've been kind of learning here, like when I originally did the tower, I kind of picked. Well, actually, when I originally did the tower, I kind of did the right way. Oh, made it good. Like I had this design, right? I made this weird design, and then I kind of filled it in the rest with the regular brickwork. But the key thing I did, I think, which helps, is I just purposely made this design. I think that's how we started the tower. If you go back to the very beginning, we started with this arch. I think that is, or maybe I did the circle, and then I started trying to figure out this face. And I think I did a good job there, kind of giving it kind of character. So, like if I just had this brickwork going all the way up, I think it would look really bland. It would still look kind of cool, I guess, but it needs this other stuff happening. So it's this other stuff I think I got to focus on more. And then once I get the other stuff done, then I can kind of fill in the remainder stuff maybe with patterns that I'm familiar with or that I use all the time. But trying to just plaster patterns everywhere doesn't really work. So I'm going to try to stay away from that. I don't think that'll kill me. Nope. Need more pearls. But yeah, that's the plan with all that. I don't know if we're going to get to building any of it today, as I've already recorded the episode. One try. Attempt 2. I think we'll just go ahead with the explosion, and it's going to be a rather short episode, I think, for you guys. So, let's go ahead and do this. get a pressure plate. Okay. And let's set this off. Ooh, beacons. Fuck it. Should we? Okay, maybe I'll take the actual beacon down. I'll leave the iron, I think. Because I'm going to want to put them back, I'm pretty sure, once we're done, to dig out the cliff faces and such. So, we'll see. I did actually, me and Iroh, while we were testing the Dyne map, because we had a test version loaded up, and we set this off once already. Let's see what it would do. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't wait for you. This will be the second time I've seen this go off. At least I'm being honest, right? So I'm going to set it off. Where should I set it off? Okay, we're going to set it off over here. I'll set it off the same way. From this end all the way over. Okay. And we'll just take you and get out of here. Oh, I don't have enough space to take you. Wow, it's going to be an ordeal in itself just to set this off. But yeah, there's TNT filled in all these places. Okay. Okay. And I don't know... Oh, I do have a count. I do have a count for how many TNT we're about to set off. I kept track. And it is, any second now, 2,813 pieces of TNT, which will probably be the title of the episode. But that is how much, and that equals out to about 36 stacks. It's not actually that much. It wasn't a full double chest. It was almost a full double chest, but not quite. All right, let's do this. It's just us. And Iroh's around. If I crash the server, it should be okay. I don't have any arrows. Are you kidding me? All right. There goes. And a similar thing happened. There's a lot of floaters. I don't think I used enough TNT. Oh god, don't die. That was a horrible jump. But there it goes. All gone. Actually looks pretty cool. These floating things. Obviously not going to keep them. The top stayed on, which I kind of figured it would, because it was pretty thick and I didn't really trench the top part. But I thought that would be kind of good, because it would act kind of like a guard for flying TNT to be launched in the air. And I think it did that, which is why I don't think the beacons were really at risk of getting blown up. Whew! Nice. And oh yeah, it even blew up that thing. It looks kind of good, actually. Some of the stuff I already chiseled out might have got broken. I don't know. Ooh, found you. Found you. Nice try, guys. How'd I get down here? If I can't get out. Let me out. Let me out. Whew, good to see teleportation is just as elegant in 1.6.4. Alright, well, that was a lot of work, actually. That was more work than if I had just dug it out, I'm pretty sure. And now I've added a bunch of spawning places. Here you go, you little bastard. You bastards. Okay. That is that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So now, if I am able, I will give you guys some montage of some explosions. Or I already did. In which case, goodbye!